Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Lovecraftforever, and today I think it's a time for us to get a little bit cross stitching. As I promised, I have some tips for you that I like to share, and for those who may be not long time at my channel, I want to show you what picture I'm working on. This gorgeous winter picture by Joy Sunday cross stitch, and it's beautiful. I already finished a lot. Last night I finished the rest of the sky, so now all the sky is already finished besides the white part you're not supposed to stitch. And I think this part in here, this kind of like a purple color, which on the picture it's in here, so I don't know if I look closely, that could be tree from behind or could be part of the sky as well, but I think maybe like a tree and far away, and looks like there's a house, some building in here as well. So what left in here, it's branches from the tree, and that part will be done. There's a lot in here back stitching as well. Now I want to show you. Now I decided to get, if I can bring camera a little bit more close, I kind of unroll my canvas because it was rolled, so it's crawling up. But let me show you. I started a little bit this morning with the black color, and I already see immediately how this few little stitches make a more pop image. You see, here they are, just a few stitches that I did just to try it, and kind of image make a more sharp look, right? And then I checked today some stitches that I do have blends in here, so maybe some of you can give me a help, because to be honestly, I never stitch in my life blend colors. My concern is this 11 count, I believe this is 11 count, 3 strand that I use to stitch. Now in the blend has 2 colors of each, you see that, and there's 2 DMC code by each symbol. Now if I stitch in 3 strands, which one I take color 2 and which one is 1? Please let me know. Is a first number of DMC supposed to be 2 strands, and then second one in 1 strand of the thread? I would love to have a tip on that, and I would thank you guys if you can let me know this before I start stitching my blends colors. That would be wonderful, because if you do like in 2, then it's easy. You just grab one of each blend of each DMC. It would be easy. So I have already in here colors that put already on 1 number, so this 2 will go blend. So I thought first whatever thread has more of the threads, maybe that one go 2 and 1, but it looks like it's an even amount of threads. And same thing, I have blend in here, so please give me a tip which one number of DMC I should grab a 2 strand and which one is 1 in a 3 threads of stitching. So I don't know if that's make any difference or not. So I would love to have a tip on that from somebody who stitch a lot and know a little bit maybe better than I am, because with 3 strand is kind of hard to figure out, and I never stitched before in 3 threads, always did or 1 or 2, so this is totally different for me. Now I check my So there's going to be lots of in here of the backstitching as well. When I'm looking at those, even those bushes in here, all of them are outlining, so it's going to be lots of them, lots of backstitch. Now this house kind of almost done, right? Just like a window shutters in here in this wall, but there's a lots of backstitching, I believe, go through the whole house. So those red lines in here, if you can see all those outlining, so it's going to be lots of backstitching in here. Now let me zoom out a little bit. When I started, oh, my thread's coming to me. Hold on. This is what I use. It's a little bit dark, guys, and I shoot in towards the window, so it's kind of a little bit more dark. But for now, I might gonna show you a little bit close up a little bit later. But I want to show you my backing as well. On the back, you will see. Let me grab this roll that I'm using for my. And this is going to be my helper. I'm just going to hold it. Okay, you see this is how my backing look like, and you can see how much it's done. So all this top part already stitched, and this side, but there's lots of empty spaces. Well, hold this empty space, it's going to be white color in here. But what I want to point it out for you on the backing of my stitching, it's not bad at all. And my tip for today of the cross stitching will be, okay, I think I need to bring it more that way, less shadow, guys. I'm struggling here with light because we have a bad days in here and it's really dark outside. It's snowing. Yesterday was ice, rain. Okay, you see in here stitches. It's not bad, but when I started stitch, let me find an example on this part. You can see, okay, maybe like in here, you see this thread, how long? Because I was just lazy to do anything else, and this part we will try today to eliminate, because after stitching for a while I find out for myself what to do not to have this strings to go all the way across, and I have some right in here, some higher points. So we will try to make a stitching without the threads go through the backing like this. We're gonna make this neat, because in some cross stitching, ladies, I see it looks like, you know, like I already mentioned in my other video, looks like a rug. It's so fluffy on the back. I cannot do that because yes, nobody gonna see that. But what if you stitch in, for example, table running or some decorative napkins for your guest, and everybody would see the backing of your project? So you want your backing look as nice as possible, like this, without any threads sticking out. And I do my stitching without knots, and I'm gonna show you one more time today how I do it. But also I wanna show you something else that I have been asked about, and that is the cross stitching that the springtime that I was doing from Rollies. And I did not see, that's the only thing I got in here. This is beautiful colors in here. I did my stitching all the way around in here so it doesn't fray anymore, and that's all I did, guys. I did not stitch anymore, so that's the stitching only I'm done, and I will continue with this when I will have more to the springtime, after Christmas, I think, because this is the spring canvas, and you can see the stain in here, but I will insert right now for you after this, when I finish that video that I shoot maybe in the summer about this canvas, and I will insert for you right now. But as you can see, I do not mark my chart where I stitch, so it's kind of slowing me down, maybe because then I have to go and look, but the way I stitch, I kind of look based of the colors, and then I know where I am. But I think it's better idea for me. I don't want to mark on a original. I like to keep this page nice and crispy and fresh, so I think I will do a copy of this page, and then I can mark the symbol that I'm done on a copy of this. So now I'm gonna show you one more piece that I really want to start sometimes close maybe to the springtime. It's another beautiful design that I have from Riolis, and that's a purse. I do have a video review about this. It's a beautiful purse like this. I love those flowers, and I'm just thinking if I want to do this with threads or I want to do this with beads. But in here, look, I have a white color Aida and a whole bunch of black threads. You see that? So all this back, and you're supposed to stitch it. Yeah, so I maybe will start with backing, and then I don't know, I really would love to have this stitched in beads, or maybe I will stitch with threads as it is, and then on the top I will put, like, you know, those flowers have those dots. Maybe I can add beads later on the end, on the top of the cross stitching. So please let me know what you think about it. But this is absolutely gorgeous, and I really want to do this. So my design, I think this one, but also they have this pretty bird if you like to order. Yeah, so this is two projects from Riolis. And now I'm gonna insert video for you about my spring cross stitching, and then we're gonna continue with tutorial. And I'm just trying to shoot a very fast video, as I have a roofer today on my roof and it's really loud. I was gonna shoot video today for your tutorial, but let's see, we're gonna do this in pieces, a little bit now, a little bit later. But here is what I want to say. You should always do this before, and I decided to do this now. When you have a fabric like this that it's gonna frill, you have to stitch kind of all the way around, just a regular stitch, you know, to wrap around all the way like this around, because it is you know, the fibers keep coming out. The other thing what I found when I start to do, that I have a stain in here, yellow stain. I think it's visible for you, and I believe that that stain came possible from this yellow color. So I know now for sure that after completing this cross stitching, I don't think I'm gonna wash this project, because I will afraid that my thread will fade and recolor different colors, because very often this is like a hand dye call, I don't know, it's not DMC, so sometimes they can fade in the water. You can test it out, actually put on a very little like warm water, even cold, to see if the colors will fade it and your water will change the color. So I will have to be working really carefully not to get too dirty. The thing that I discovered for myself, guys, that hold on, absolutely cannot work with the hoop or loop, whatever you call it. I try, and you can see the circle around on my Aida. I cannot work on a hard stretch canvas because for me it's a double work. You have to stitch back, then from the other side. Not very good angle on my camera, but I'm trying to do quick before the roofer man come back. You know, back and then go from this way back. It's a waste of time for me. So what I do, I roll my canvas like this. Okay, where's my needle so I don't lose it here somewhere. I have here my little gem with the magnet, so I'm just put the needle to it. So I roll and then I hold in my hands where I stitch, just like that, and then I stitch. I do double stitching at the same time. It's much faster. So first I started to stitch from the bottom of the image, and this is how much I did, which I started. Let me show you this part with the light blue color, and it was just not going well to me. I did not like it, so I decided to change and started from the top of the canvas, and I go down, kind of down and to the left. So this is so far what I did. I took already 3 colors. The baby pink and baby blue is 2 of my favorite colors. And here is close up my stitches as much as possible. We can see. Yeah, so as if I show you from far, maybe I can lift it up a little bit of the tripod. Hold on, guys. Go for a ride. Okay. So it's not going to be a very big picture if you think about it. It's a, you know, stretch of my hand and just a little bit. So it's not big. The canvas itself much bigger, but as you can see, here is how much I have. This is already going to be free canvas, and this edge is free, and same thing from the top of this canvas. So the picture starts in here and here, and the same time on the other side of the canvas, same thing, gonna be this much how left, because I counted, I centered it. First I wanted to start on the middle of the canvas, and I just cannot do that. I have to start from the corner, that way I know where I am. And the other thing that I'm doing, I need to figure out for myself the best way. As you can see, I don't do any marking what I already done. I don't marker cover lines that I already done. As I'm loving all the magazines and books that I mentioned in my unboxing video, I want kind of try to save this original piece as crisp as possible. And actually I don't know, it's work for me, because the close I go to my, and I will do tutorial later on with you when the roofer is gone. I started with this blue color, so I started from this corner. Probably would be good for me to point it out, maybe at least with the needle. I started from this corner and I go this way, come out from here, go this way, come out from here, this way, come out from here, and then I go back from here, come out here, from here, come out in here, in and out in here on the next row. So all my stitches will go to the right. And guys, this is really important. Same thing as we did beaded cross stitch. All your threads have to line up in the same directions. So you have to really figure out for yourself, and I know many of you never did before cross stitching and new to this. You have to find your way where is more comfortable for you to start. Maybe from this corner, maybe from the bottom, maybe from the middle of the canvas. But since you start to lay your, if you have handed, that's fine. Your stitch is probably going to go to the left. But as you start, no matter on which part of the canvas, if you make your cross stitch first to the left, you have to continue lay your second cross to the left. If you're going to the right, it means your first stitch go like this way from me, and then second one overlap to the right, and that's the top layer of the cross will show you all the direction of your canvas. So I go from left to right. Okay, so and it was a little bit difficult the first color that I did. It's in blues because the canvas was absolutely empty. So here kind of lots of same color, it was easier. Now in here I was have to like a hop from side to side, miss few stitches, try make sure count. I did mess up in here a little bit and I need to undo maybe like 10 stitches, but good thing I saw that in time because I got distracted talking to my husband. And at this side I do, if I have to get from one side to another, I do those long stitches. It's okay, nobody gonna see this side. But when I do like if it's a big area of the same stitches, of the same color, this is how my back look like. It's pretty neat in same, and only here almost like braided top because I always overlap to go to the next row. Like, you know, I finish this row and I have to stitch through the next corner up there on the second, so kind of like overlap my first row, and here is go up and down this way. And later on it's just easier. You kind of looking at where your blue stitch is, and then you know your brown stitch start right under the blue, and then one missed, one starts. So it's not much of the counting later, but just like a coordinating with the other colors, and that's how I do it. It's kind of easy way for me instead of counting all the time. So the more I will stitch, the easier it will get. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this, my canvas, see how very visible in here, so I decide not to mess up, not to wash, so my canvas still kind of like sturdy. But I'm just gonna do work on my canvas in here to kind of wrap around so it doesn't fray, and then I will do my next piece of video. I will stitch a little bit together with you. What else I want to point out on this design, that has a 2 stars and a very similar colors. So, and I'm really afraid to mix them up because as in the camera right now it's zoom in, you can see them more clearly that it's different colors. But for me, when I'm looking at from far, sometimes it could be, you know, blend in together in a mix. So I'm gonna pick right now for the tutorial, I think in here it's all the same stars in here, the dark one that we have to do in black color. But I was gonna show you spot that they are in a mix, which right now probably gonna take me for a while to find. But they do have a, like in here for example, you see this one looks like a blue, but it is kind of purple, and then stars in here. They are very close to me as I look, So they barely kind of look like a star the way it's printed on a fabric. So I need to be very careful not to mistake and stitch this in a different color, which 26, what color that would be? 26, because the way the darker star we're gonna do with the black, and 26, this one is actually pretty color. Yeah, okay. So as you see, I roll my canvas halfway, and I use my styrofoam from the diamond painting, and then I pin from one side, and then I pin from another side. That way this piece stay all together. And now if I need to get to the part that I need, right, so I'm just roll again, and that's where I'm gonna stitch in here. So I'm gonna move a little bit stuff around. So I'm just gonna hold in like this, and it's comfortable for me, see, so I can start my stitching in here. And to start my tutorial, I will start probably, just for in case if everything is flying. Okay, my magnet. I'm trying to be as quiet as possible, and it's not always work. Okay, because I got this crystal from dollar store, and I found some magnet laying around, and that's my needle holder now. Okay. So I'm just gonna put away, far away, and we're gonna start with making a, so this tutorial really how to make your back of the canvas look pretty, so you're not embarrassed to show anybody. So to start, I'm gonna just point it out with the needle in here where I have to go, so I can see where I start. Okay, so here is my needle right in here, and let me try to zoom. Okay, this way, I think as much as possible till it's focused yet. Okay, so I know it's gonna start in here, so I'm holding with my nails point where I have to go, and then I start wave through those threads. Okay, I'm just looking at the camera. If you see it, just have to pick it up. You see that? And I'm gonna do, well, 2 is enough. Usually I do 2 like this, and pull. No knot needed. Pull to the point where your tail of your thread go almost to the end in here, and then I place my needle. Let me just, yeah, that's the right color where we need right there. So I'm pulling my, where we are, hold on, I'm pulling and holding from the backing of my thread so I don't pull all the way. Okay, now I'm good. Excuse me. Nothing better than morning coffee. Okay, so now I'm gonna hold my thread on the outside with my finger so it doesn't run away from me, and I'm gonna toggle a little bit, like pull it, make sure it's not loose all the way, but my fingers holding it, and I'm gonna do my first stitch. And go to next one. So this thread that we wave through the canvas eventually will overcross with the other threads whatever color that will be. Because this is go one line in here, I can't do this right now, but when I gonna work with the other colors, it will seal this piece, it will not go nowhere. Okay, so sorry guys, losing my voice, and I think I need to readjust a little bit camera since I'm keep going on the other side a little bit. Okay, let's see if this is gonna be more comfortable. Okay, so we're gonna stitch a little bit. Okay, so now I make a one full stitching, and I know for sure that I'm not gonna have any problems to lose my thread on another side. Okay, I'm still adjusting my lights here. For diamond painting it's kind of easier. For the cross stitching it's much more difficult, and I still making a shadow. Okay, lights for adjustments on the other side. Okay, I think it's better this way, lighter was before. Okay, so now we're gonna stitch, and I like to stitch in 2 times like this. That's why I never can work with the loop. It just or hoop, I keep saying a loop. With the hoop reins, or I never try to work on there's a holder for a whole panel like the square frame, because basically I do not own one, so I don't know if I will like it or not. I might will purchase one time, but this is the way I work right now. It's comfortable for me the way it is. Okay, so I'm doing my stitches in 3 threads in here, as I mentioned. Okay, just for curiosity, I'm gonna see if I can zoom even close or not. How long it's gonna take to get foggy. Okay, I want you to see as much as possible. Okay, so I'm working from right to left. I'm stitching my right bottom corner to the left straight. And yes, you saw me in my other video that I did my nails, which this one is smooth and this one like a sugary rough. This one is little one smooth too. But last night I finished my left hand, and you can see there's a different gold and rose gold colors in here as well, and this is all smooth design. So after this video I will shoot video for my beauty channel how I did my nails, and we're gonna test it out, those glitters from Michaels, which that's what I use on my nails, and I'm gonna show you how I did it. The only thing now it's kind of a little bit better, maybe because I got used to it, but this kind of nails, it's catching at the floss thread a little bit because it's a rough feeling. So that's the only thing. If you are, you know, like to cross stitch, you're probably not gonna like it because it's keep catching up for everything. So I don't know how long I'm gonna keep them. I might just gonna file them smooth and put top coat to make them more smooth and shiny and not like a sugary look, because it's not comfortable for stitching and it's keep catching up clothes and stuff like that. So that's the only disadvantage with this kind of nails. And it's harder to cross stitch with long nails too. So you have to choose. You want to have a pretty nails or comfortable, crafty nails, which is short. Okay guys, I hope you see what I'm doing here. I'm trying to peek through the camera, but because it's a black thread, it's really kind of looks like a dark for you. But just hold on, I'm just gonna finish this few stitches and then I'm gonna show you what the purpose of this tutorial about. Last night I was practicing how I can set up camera so you can see from my point of view. I tried to put camera behind me. Oh my god, I was twisting and turning and I still could not find how to stitch. I was trying to put camera in front of me and it just ridiculous. Okay, so here is only one stitch between them. So I went and do my regular kind of like pass through. But now what I want to show you. Okay, here's this our last one. I go on the back and we have to go up, and in here it's a 1, 2, 3 stitches between these two lines. So if I go, and actually I need to start from here, but for the purpose, actually I'm gonna show you one way first. So I'm gonna pull my thread on the back. Okay, just a minute. Put on the back. Okay, and I have to go into this corner. Let's say you need to start from here now. So I'm just gonna point my thread to see where I have to go. I flip on another side and here's what I see. My thread finish in here, but I have to go all the way in here. If I go from here to here, and I can pull this now. So if I go in here, I will have this big thread go across hanging on the air. So if I have this kind of corner wise, you have here waves that you can do same thing. You can go straight, or we could go kind of like a horizontal. Watch what I'm doing. I'm go a little bit up through the each. See this? Then I go next one. Okay, you see what I'm doing? I'm waving on the back end. To the point where I think I need one more time. Where was it? Let me just check where I am. No, one missed. Yeah, so that's where I have to go, so I can wave one more time through this. And go down with my needle now. Double check if that's the point that that you need to go to your next star symbols. You see that? So when I pull my thread, I have no threads sticking out on the air, and then I still gonna stitch in here. This one go overlap and hide this piece, so I'm not gonna have, like in here, see, this one is a little bit too long under. Same as this one, gray ones. That's how I started to do, and I don't do this anymore. I wave as I go like this, because this one I wave horizontal, but you can see in here this is vertical, and later this is going to be overlap stitching. Same as here, vertical. You can do horizontal wave, and that's gonna make your, the trick to make your canvas looks perfect on another side. Not 100% perfect, but 80% much better that you have before. And I saw many YouTubers how they show backing of the canvas, how they start or finish, and I did not find one even to do this technique that I figure out for myself. And I think this is such a good tip that some of you will really appreciate if you like your backing looks good, not just to think about the, you know, nobody gonna see it, who cares. Well, you kinda will see it, and depends what you stitch in, you might well see those backing, unless you can put like a stitch back fabric into your, like a table runner or something, then yes, no, you're not gonna see that. But other than that, a little effort just to take a little bit extra time to wave your thread on another side, and your stitching will look so much better on the back. So that's the purpose of today's video. You grab this tip and run with it, okay? Because I think that's a good tip. Okay. And I promise one day I will figure out better way how to shoot videos so you can see a little bit better. Let me know if this angle is very bad, because when I'm looking it feels like it's so dark. Or maybe I zoom too close and like you see less. I don't know. But this is really comfortable for me, the way I hold in my hand all this roll. And because this is really thick canvas. If soft one, you don't need the roll. You don't even need to have a roll. You can just roll a canvas itself and pin it. But it's kind of comfortable for me this way, so it doesn't creases, but nicely roll. When you have a soft canvas, then you don't need any roll. You just squish on your hand and that's it. And that's how I used to cross stitch, only on a soft canvas. So I think this is my very first canvas that I work on it, that fabric actually stiff like that. So that's my tip, was how to figure out how to work without frame that is comfortable to hold canvas in your hand. Oh, my kitty cat looking at a squirrel. I put them treats this morning. So she or he munching on it. And it's very adorable. But the funny is, if one squirrel eats treats, and they are family, the other one would come back, try to get the treats, the other one would fight for it. Holy smokes. You would think brothers, sisters, siblings, you know, still fighting over treats, even if it's like a handful up there. They lucky Blue Jay not here yet. Blue Jay would kick them all and eat all the seeds for themselves. So yesterday was a icy rain. It was raining heavy and freezes at the same time. And today we got a little bit snow, like, I don't know, 2-3 centimeters maybe of snow. So now it's kind of like a white, but the ice, I think, melted overnight. Okay, I'm just fixing the thread. Got a little squished. Okay. So when I get to this corner, this will be another good sample to show you one more time how I go from spot to spot. Lots of backstitching in here. Oh my god, it's gonna take it forever for me to do backstitch later. Lots of outlines, branches and stuff like that, trees and houses, bushes. Ooh. It looks, you know, it's so much different when you do just the cross stitching and then you add few lines of outline and backstitch, and image just pops out at you. It like looks so good and sharp after you put few lines of the backstitch, and so big difference makes. Even right now I put in this black color and it's already make a image more like how do you say that? Sometimes in the video I cannot find the right word quick enough, like sharp. That's what I'm looking for, like a sharp image come through. Before she run away, I have to show you we have a black beauty show up today. Right, Shadow? We have a guest. We have a guest today, the black squirrel. Oh, she's so gorgeous. Yes. So cute. And Shadow just love to watch them. They together with Buddy, my golden retriever, they would watch together squirrel. What are you climbing? You want me to pet you now, aren't you? Squirrel maybe think it's you up there too. Black, squirrel black. She think you're brother. She's cute. The gray one was this morning, that's why I put a whole bunch of seeds up there. She's looking carefully on my camera. Okay, we're not gonna disturb her. I don't want her to. So once again, I finish in my line and I have to go to this point in here. So I'm gonna come out from this side and I will go straight vertical next to it or behind, doesn't matter. I'm just gonna wave through this part like this. Maybe even one more time I can get it, not sure. You see this? I go straight vertical and see how neat they look like. And now I believe I need to put in here, oh, not quite, hold on, where we are, yeah, that's the right part. So here it is, and I'm just gonna stick next to it and here pull out my thread, and I have here, I could do threads from here that would be more straight. I missed a little bit, but that's okay. This is just a little tiny string. They will cross each other when I'm gonna stitch, and that's it. And I'm gonna continue again with this line. And that's how I make my cross stitching look good on the other side. Also, my thread is getting short in here. We can finish thread with you together as well, and you will see how I secure my thread after I done stitching. So let me just finish this part. Now, I never told you about what I think I might did, I don't know. Those white parts, like all this, the snow, not supposed to be stitched. My plan is to stitch by half stitch only. I think I still gonna do in 3 threads, do a half stitch, and after I wash canvas and it's all this color would be gone, I will do that glittery thread on the top of the half stitch at the same time. So please tell me what do you think about if this is a good idea or not. When I have like this 2 lines over one, so I just, while I'm making a stitch, I go into the next one. Let me zoom a little bit. I go into the next row, do my stitch in here, and tell me if you're doing differently. Then I do my full stitch, go to my next one on the bottom, and create my other stitch to the bottom, and then I can go again in here. But for now I'm just gonna do 2 stitches in here together. Sometimes I do this way or this way, depends how I want to save my thread and what is more comfortable to do. Then from here I will go in here. When it's a little pass like this, I don't worry about backing. It's not long thread will sticking out. But if it's more than centimeter, then I would flip my canvas on another side and do waving through the canvas to make sure my thread's tight under. Okay, so I think we're gonna finish this 3 stitches and my thread will be almost okay. Why we have to focus. Okay, so this is now my last stitch. Okay, my thread are really short now, so I'm gonna go on the back like this, right? And flip on the other side. Where we are. Okay, here we go. I pull out my thread and then I wave, doesn't matter which way, I just go where I finish and I wave maybe like three times like this. I pull it, and to do that sometimes it's hard to pull from under, and that's why it's a handy dandy diamond painting tweezers. And lots of people asking me where I got those tweezers. I just pull my thread with the tweezers. I pull it like this, let it go, put my needle right away into my magnet so I don't lose it, and then we are gonna cut this thread. It will go nowhere, okay? and that's how I finish, and that's how sometimes I cut even shorter. Usually I was cutting with my crafty scissors. This one, they are really thin and sharp, but this is for paper, from Stampin' Up. This is scissors from Stampin' Up. They are the best for the paper. And I got this one scissors from dollar store, and they are cute, just because they're cute, that's why I bought them. Yeah, so this is how I start. This exactly same way I finish my thread, and I think you will like it when your canvas looks, you know, nicely without puffy, all those threads sticking out. And when you have stitched a little bit more, then it's easy to go even like wave through the canvas, and also hide your wave under the stitches that's already made if you have to go from one side to the other. And that's how I cross stitch, guys. So I hope this video was interesting for you, and you can see how already this little tiny black splash of color make all painting, not painting, but cross stitch kind of like a pop image. So yes, all these white pieces I will do half stitch with white DMC, wash it, then do this glittery thread that I bought from dollar store, or I maybe even have an expensive one, silver thread from my old stash, and we'll see, because I'm afraid to do that and then wash it. I don't know what's gonna happen to that thread, if it's gonna lose the shiny part or not. So I will create my sparkles after I wash and all this ink gone. So that's my plan, and I thank you for staying with me. Please comment. I love to read your comments. Tell me if this video teach you something new or not. And I just appreciate you being here with me. Thank you so much, lady. You come visiting me every single time I post video. I do appreciate so much. Have a good day, everyone.